Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Ben 10. Now, NBA Ben 10 or Ben 10, however you want to chop it up, is one of NBA Youngboy's longtime homies. Now, dude has had a lot of run-ins with the law. I mean, I was going through his cases all this morning, reading through everything that went on in the last year, and dude has been locked up a lot of times, or at least been apprehended by the law a lot of times in the past 2 years, right? Well, it looks like he got locked up, and it might not be all bad because it seems like he's been released. Now, I don't know why he's got this continuous cycle of things going on or what's going on in NBA Youngboy's camp, but man, this just seems to be like an ongoing thing with this rapper or associate of NBA Youngboy. Now, before we get to the specifics of the case and what's going down with him really, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about Ben 10 real quick, man. Now, as I was going through all these court documents and all of his latest cases, I was just reading, for my own entertainment. Man, I ran through a lot of alarming things, man, or a couple of alarming things that I ran into, man. Now, several of the situations that he's been in, he was already under surveillance, man. And they were well aware, and when I say they, I mean the authorities, they were well aware of his history, who he was, who he's affiliated with, and all that, man. There's like a lot of reconnaissance being done on social media just to get information on these guys involved in NBA. And the East Baton Rouge Parish, which was the arresting officers in the case yesterday, or alleged arresting officers in the case yesterday, we're all assuming that all this pans out and everything that's floating around on social media is right. But man, they had a lot of information about him previous to this arrest. So what went down yesterday? Let's talk about that, man. Now, with yesterday, it looks like Ben 10 was arrested for 5 different charges, right? So he was arrested by the East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office, and he was jailed there, man. And he had a bond amount set of $10,000 for one charge and $15,000 for the other charge. Now, the other charges that were listed, the other 3 charges, they didn't have any bond amounts. Now, this is all betting on the fact that the information pans out that this is his real name and this is what he was really locked up for. But this is what I got so far. So the first charge that he was looking at is for a Schedule 1 drug, man. So there's a Schedule 1 drug charge, and that's the one that had the bond of $10,000, right? The next was a possession charge, which didn't have a bond amount. And then the next charge is an illegal use of a weapon charge, which didn't have a bond amount. And then an illegal carrying of, and then without any other explanation, so I'm only to assume that's a weapons charge, and it was for $15,000. You know what I mean? So that's where you get the $25,000, in total. Now, the final charge that he had on this arrest was a possession of a Schedule 2 drug, and, that didn't have a bond amount with it as well, man. Now, good for Ben 10. He obviously has already been bailed out from this situation. He got locked up, but now he's bailed out. Based on the information from the court there, it looks like he was bonded out today, man, and he was already released. It already says release right next to his name. What's wild is all the heat that's on NBA, you know what I mean, never broke again. And if you go through the court documents like I did, man, it's interesting what they had on Ben 10, man, or the things that they have in the write-up or the court documents about Ben 10. Because, this doesn't mean that it's all facts, but this is what's filed. And a lot of this information is talking about his prior cases. And a majority of this information dates back to 2019, man. That seems like when he really started to get locked up a lot, man. And it looks like one day he actually got locked up on the same day, twice almost. Or one time he was pulled over and cited and then locked up. Something like that, right? Well, he was already busted previously for having, a on him or whatnot, and a weapons charge. Now, according to the laws, that they have written on this document, that if you're ever busted for a crime that could carry a lengthy sentence of the length of 1 year or longer, you're not allowed to be able to, have weapons or have weapons around you. So anything that's like a felony charge, right? After a felony charge the charge carries a sentence of a year or more, you can't have any type of weapons on you or around you, or be shown to be transporting weapons or anything of that nature. So that's why this is just compounding the situation, because he's got several open cases out here, man. And I don't know. I hate to even go there. But how in the world is he free? You know what I'm saying? I'm glad he's free. Don't get me wrong. I'm not hating at all. But man, this is wild because dude's got a lot of cases. I'll just say that much, man. And what's wild in his documents, they talk about NBA as a gang, and they talk about all the information that they've got on NBA. They talk about his Instagram account, you know, how he had posted a video the same day of September 17th in 2020 when he had got pulled over. And they talk about his shooting case. Like he had a situation where he's alleged to be the shooter in pretty much a road rage incident. You know what I mean? And the victim was allegedly shot at multiple times. So wild to say the least. But in this situation, it looks like he's free and released. He had a bond amount set. So hopefully that all works out for Ben 10 and his team, man. One thing's for sure, though. NBA Youngboy and their crew, they probably got to lay low, man. Like, I mean, through reading some of these documents, I've seen that, you know, the substance that they're caught with sometimes is, you know, it's iffy because it's legal in other states and it's not in others. You know what I mean? But when you're in a state, you got to abide by that state's laws. So maybe they need to start figuring a way to move up out of Baton Rouge, man. Maybe that'd be the best thing for them and their crew, because I can't foresee them avoiding any of these situations, especially when you start to read stuff like, you know, there's documents that out there that they know each member and they know when to pull them over. Like, dog, like you guys are fighting an uphill battle. That's the best way to put that, man. And to be honest, I think the only way to, you know, win that situation is to move yourself up out of that area, you know, just take yourself and move and start over somewhere else, because, man, they are definitely under somebody's watch list or somebody's target. You know what I mean? Not saying that they're being targeted, but man, there's so much information on them out there as far as just a crew. Getting away with anything even simple is not going to happen, dog. Like, I mean, you might get over one time or two times, but eventually it's just going to compound like the cases that Ben 10 has on him right now. But man, on top of all that, man, I'm glad that Ben 10 got freed and he's released. I know he's had a lot of run-ins with the law, and it looks like he's got some more fighting to do in that courtroom, man. But hopefully, man, things pan out for him and everybody in NBA, man, because they struggled hard to get to the top. And now that they're on the top, man, they've been getting hit side by side, every twist and turn, everything you could think of. Because as soon as NBA Youngboy went down, it seemed like the whole crew started to have all sorts of wild stuff happening. Now, hopefully, NBA Youngboy, we get some good news about him in the future. I'm still keeping my eye out on that. I know there's a lot being done in the background, and we'll eventually have an update on that, hopefully. But, man, right now, looks like the state of affairs for them and their crew. Now, with that, what do you guys think, man? What do you guys think about the fact that NBA Youngboy and his crew, man, a lot of people have been getting locked up, or they found themselves in situations where there have been shootings and all sorts of stuff? Or do you think that none of this is related? It's just, you know, if you were playing it straight, you kept your nose clean, you wouldn't have these issues. Now, with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.